quote the Assassin Queen. Good evening, humans. Hello. How is everyone? Hi, good to see you. How are you? Top of the evening to you, Governor. How is everybody tonight? Good to see everyone. Always makes me happy to see familiar faces. I'll tell you what, I've been busting my ass today. Truly. Alrighty, so I got some cool shit to share with you guys today in a little bit. But meanwhile, how's your week been going? It is What the Fuck Wednesday, where you never know what the fuck's gonna happen. So, yeah. Hey, Cassandra. How are you, dear? Getting my shares going. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you would like to get on the free list. So, yeah. Getting things going. More copy. There we go. All right. So what's everybody been up to? Anybody have anything fun, interesting, or unusual to share? I'm going to share some really cool stuff here in a minute that I have been busting some butt on. And really had a great experience with today. I finished writing my... I don't know if have anybody seen what I'm doing with this year's worth of teaching on kind of coven training, basically, in my mentorship circle. Anybody seen any of that yet? Blessed be J-Dog. Hey, Amberlynn. Hi, Eileen. Cassandra shared in love. How'd we get to Wednesday already? I don't fucking know. But Cassandra putting you on the free list. Happy 2024, Amber. Yeah, fuck yeah. We're at a whole new thing. Hey, Judy. Helping your sister out who has COVID again. J-Dog, you started it today? Yeah, because that's what today was the first post. And man, did you get a chance to listen to it at all yet, J-Dog? Because we're going to have some discussion on it today, I think. All right, got my shares. Why is your new year starting off crappy, Dawn? Talk to me, girl. Alrighty, your new year. Well, we should probably do a blessing for you then at some point. I do have the this is the new year blessing spell, okay? And as you see, we have a few cards down for you guys to pick your 1, 2, or 3. So let me switch that over there so you guys can pick your 1, 2, or 3. Now, I got into doing the entire history. I feel like, has anybody ever seen The History of the World by Mel Brooks? Well, I did the history of witchcraft by Lady Shia, and it's not as funny, but it is pointed, and it really gets into. I mean, I wanted to really talk about how witchcraft has started, how it's kind of gone, how it went underground, and how it's had this resurgence. So, excellent, J-Dog. Yes, and it's also an energy generator. So Dawn chooses 2, and you guys are allowed to choose more than one. If you're feeling drawn, this is again about your intuition. Like Diana chooses 2 and 3. 2 of them are calling to her. So you don't have to just, this is not like, but you can't choose just one. You can choose 1, you can choose 3, you can choose 15, even though there's already only 3. What the fuck ever. But choose what you're feeling. Choose what you're feeling. Dawn says, the guy that I was taking care of, he rejected my help, and now I have to wait 2 weeks. You have to wait 2 weeks for what? And hello, Miss Elizabeth. I got you up first on the priority list today. You never came back Monday. Just saying. That's okay. We still love you. You got knocked back on what I wanted to do because I wanted to be moved out. Okay, so you wanted him to help out on something and he wasn't able to help? Well, maybe the universe is telling you to slow the fuck down just a little bit. Take it one day at a time. You're allowed, girl. You're allowed. So yeah. How many of you guys have been in a coven or have learned or know what the history of witchcraft is? Any of y'all? Hey, Jeanette. Like, subscribe, and share. Okay, so you've been helping him and he's not helping back. You know what? The wolf was talking about something like that last night about how, hey, sometimes you're like, hey, I'm going to agree to mow your lawn and you're going to come and help me mow my lawn. So I will come and help you with your lawn and you can help me with mine, right? Okay, yes, good. All right, I'm going to come over and I help you with your lawn. And then when it's time for you to come and help me with my lawn, you come up with some dumbass excuse of some reason why you don't want anything to do with me anymore because you didn't want to really have to come and mow my lawn. All you ever wanted was me to help you with your lawn. And you know what? That is a thing. And Jeanette, like, subscribe, and share, and that'll put you on the free list. You've never been in a coven, J-Dog. Some of us have. Most people have not. So, how many of you guys know the history of witchcraft and where all of this shit came from? Hello, sexy oracle. Meow. I was giving her a hard time last night. Having fun on the live. Mary, you shared. Got you, girl. Putting you on the free list. Well, I'll tell you what. In this year's worth of witchcraft learning, I decided that, I'm going to really start, because there's a lot of things where people like get in and just give like the basics. And I have a 13 post guide in my group that are the basics of witchcraft. Okay. But, yeah, I'm really getting into the let's teach everybody everything, like as if you were in a coven. All right. And that's what I'm kind of doing is like, most of us don't have time to be in a coven, don't want to be in a coven, don't know enough people nearby in a coven. All of that sort of thing. Thank you, Dawn. I'll put you on the free list. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'm going to create a special training that like what you would get in your first year in any coven. In your year and a day of study of witchcraft. What would that be like? What would it happen? All right, Mary Sharkus, I got you on the priority list. Guys, pick your poison. So while you guys are choosing, I'm kind of gonna go around. Here we go. Hold on. Let me go to this. I'm gonna take the specials off. Where's my specials thing? Where's my specials? Videos. Overlays. Meditation. This one. Okay. I'm gonna take that off so that you guys can see this. And I'm gonna play a few bits and pieces here and there of the training. Okay, while we're deciding what we want to do. So here goes a little bit of it, just to kind of start it off, and we'll have some discussion. It's 40 minutes long. I'm not going to play all 40 minutes all at once, but I'd like to be able to have some discussion on this shit tonight while we're doing things. Welcome, seekers, to the Circle of Enchantment, a year-long course in my mystical mentorship circle. I am Lady Shaya, your witch coach, guide, and fellow traveler on this journey through the craft of witchcraft. Over the next year, we will explore, learn, and grow together, delving deep into the ancient wisdom and modern practices of the magical path. Whether you are new to the craft or looking to deepen your existing practice, this circle is a place for all who come with an open heart and mind. This week, we embark on our very first step, understanding the rich history and evolution of witchcraft. But before we dive into the past, let's talk about our present and our future together. As we go through each week, I encourage you to engage, not just with the material, but with each other. Share your thoughts, experiences, and questions. This is a safe space to explore and express your journey into witchcraft. If you are coming late to this journey after it has begun, that's okay. Pick up and follow along with the course at your own pace. With being a little bit ADHD myself and the queen of procrastination at times, I understand not being able to adhere to a rigid course schedule. That is why all learning in my mystical mentorship circle is at your own pace and here for you to interact with as you see fit and when you see fit. All I ask is that you do interact. Make this an active journey for yourself, not just a passive one. After all, it's when we are actively pursuing and participating in our spiritual growth that the universe provides us with the most expansive growth opportunities and those little miracles and moments of synchronicity that we all seek and thrive with. Now, let's start with a moment of reflection. Why are you drawn to witchcraft? What do you hope to find or create on this path? Keep these questions in mind as they will guide your journey and help tailor this experience to your personal spiritual path. Remember, this is just the beginning. Each week, we will uncover new knowledge, practices, and insights. I'm excited to see where this path takes us together. So yeah, let's start with that first bit of the question. I kind of paused the video so we could talk a little bit. How many are RH negative? I have no idea. And Judy, I've got you on the free list or on the priority list. And who else? Eileen. Come on, Eileen. I got you on the priority list too. So what draws you to this kind of thing? Inquiring minds want to know. What has drawn you towards your learning journey? Be it drawn to tarot, drawn to witchcraft? What is it that has brought you to your point in spiritual seeking? Inquiring minds want to know. Share it with me. Share with me your drive. What has brought you to this point? Eileen, nature. Okay. So I'm guessing that's a one-word way of saying that you are You feel a deep connection with nature, and you're wanting to kind of use maybe the wheel of the year and the natural cycles and the way that witches and spirituality interact with nature in order to deepen your connection with nature. J-Dog says, I've used magic for years, but I need to learn why I do this, and I need someone like Shia to educate me. Well, you know, my answers are not the answers. They're my answers, and hopefully my answers will help you find your answers along the way, J-Dog. But thank you for your openness there. Any of the rest of you? Meanwhile, pick your 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to start turning them over here in a minute. What am I going to choose? I'm going to choose 2. That's what I'm going to choose. Oracle says one of her 2024 goals is to live more intentionally, and I love how much more I feel in control through crafting. Excellent. Elizabeth wants more knowledge about herbs and oils and spells. Why? The question here isn't what, it's why. Why are you drawn to this? What brings you to that, you know, spiritual craving? And I think part of the rest of this, discussion, this teaching on the circle of enchantment will help us kind of really narrow some of that in. We're going to take it bit by bit and piece by piece as we're going through the evening and doing our readings to kind of go through some of this. Jonathan says he's always been drawn to the spiritual from a young age. It's suppressed he had it suppressed in him, yet he still would enact a change with his own mind, mental games, even as a Christianity brainwashed young person. Ah, yes, religious trauma. Gotta love it. Good evening, Jessica. We're asking, why are you drawn to mysticism, witchcraft, and spirituality? All right, so while you guys are giving me your answers, let's turn over number 1 and look at what that is. And it is, you will fucking conquer this. 6 of Wands. All of you guys who chose number 1, remember, it may be a tough journey. It may be a tough road, but keep on keeping on because it's worth it. You're going to win in the end. You want more? Yeah, met. I'm not sure what the little met goes with. I might have missed a message there, Elizabeth. But yeah, for all of you guys who chose number 1, 6 of Wands. Jonathan says in his teens he would blend New Age and Eastern with an esoteric Christianity. Got into the craft after losing a fiance, wanting power and love and wealth, and he went dark for a little while, but he's found his balance, or is finding it. Take your pick. Anyway, don't give up, all you who chose number 1, because you will fucking come out on top. You'll be able to take your bows and your escalades. Hey, Elspeth, putting you on the free list. Thank you, darling. All right, so all of us who chose number 2, and I say us because I did, this is about making sacrifices. Sometimes you got to look at things from a different direction, get out of your own head, see things from a different way, and make some sacrifices in order to go the direction that you want to go, that you need to go. You got to give to get. That's how that goes. You know what I mean? Let's see what number 3 has your way. Number 3 has the devil. And you know what that means? It just means that the devil made you do it, you blew it, but you don't have to let it happen again. What it simply says is that temptation drew you away. Your lizard brain drew you away from your chosen path. Okay, you went back through and kind of did things your way. The old way. It's kind of like the definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results. Well, you decided to do that. Okay, that's fine. Witchcraft hurts, especially shadow work. I don't know that witchcraft hurts. Shadow work can be painful, but it doesn't hurt. It's more like cleaning out a wound that has gotten infected and impacted with a whole bunch of dirt. It hurts like hell to clean the wound out, but only in cleaning that wound out, Judith, can you possibly heal correctly. Why does everyone blame you for everything? Because you're a guy. You have a little dangly bit between your legs, and that just makes you an insta target. You're welcome, Judith. All right, and Judy, I got you on the priority list, don't you worry. So all those who chose number 3, make different decisions, make a different choice. Okay, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and move on. Diana says, I may be drawn only because my gifts manifested after the loss of my husband. Gifts I always had, but I never really understood them until I accepted I had gifts. I also have a family history of gifts. Okay. And you know what? I think instead of playing the video, I'm just going to read off on my script that I wrote for it. And that way we can just kind of go through it, because that way I can go my own way. So there you go. That'll work. I'll do that, and that way I can kind of do it my own way, my own personal path. There you go. Oh, the devil made me do it. You blew it. Yeah, why does everybody blame the devil for everything? Well, it's actually a pagan concept. Ha! The devil is actually more of a pagan concept, the tempter kind of thing, and it was adopted and induced into and brought into Christianity like a lot of other things, but we'll go through that later. Actually, you know what? No, I'll play the video. I worked hard on it. All right, so Michaela, first and foremost, are you here? Michaela. I've not seen her yet, so I'm going to move on into Miss Brown, Elizabeth Brown. So, Elizabeth, you wanted the spell, as I recall. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. So does that still hold true, my darling? You're very correct, Jonathan. That is absolutely true. All right. So we're going to begin with a spell for Elizabeth. Doo-doo-doo. By the flame of twilight's hue, gods and goddesses, I call to you. Prosperity, growth, gifts anew, through me bless as I pursue. To Elizabeth, I touch with this spell's might, bestow riches, insight, and spiritual light. In this new year, let her paths be bright, guided by stars in the darkest night. As I invoke the sacred trust, bless Elizabeth with abundance and growth robust, gifts of spirit, love, and friends to trust. In divine hands, her fates adjust, with free will to all and harm to none. As I will, it is now done. So mote it be. Oh, powerful. Let's see what your crystal is, Elizabeth, for tonight. We're going to start the year off right for you, Elizabeth, with a little bit of chrysocolla, which is self-nurturing, okay? Chrysicola is all about nurturing the self, nurturing your spiritual self, nurturing your health. This is like, you know what? This is your year. Yeah, I think so. I think we did one for her. I can't remember. Ask her. Elspeth, did you get the spell? But anyway, this is the Chrysicola is saying this is the year that you need to spend nurturing yourself, taking care of you, making sure that you're okay first before pouring out your heart and soul and life's blood and time and energy for every fucking body else. Okay? So, Elizabeth, take care of you because you're fucking awesome and you deserve that self-care. All right? Self-care is not selfish, folks. And that's just the end of that. Self-care is not selfish. Period. Point and paragraph. I'll fight you on it. I will wrestle you to the spa to make you self-care. Yeah. All right. Up next is Judy. Judy, what did you want for your donation, my dear? Meanwhile, let's do a little bit more of our video here. As we step onto this path, it is essential to honor the roots from which witchcraft has grown. Our magical practices today are the fruits of a rich, deep history that stretches back to the very beginnings of human spirituality. Long before the written word, ancient people recognized the power in the world around them and within themselves. They saw the spirit in every rock, tree, and stream. They spoke to the moon, revered the sun, and celebrated the cycles of nature. These practices were as diverse as the cultures they sprang from, yet they shared a common thread, deep connection to and reverence for the natural world. Amidst this profound connection with the natural world, our ancestors sought to understand and influence their environment, turning the seasons, elements, and forces of nature into personified deities, spirits, and mythical beings. They saw the divine in the sun's warmth, the moon's phases, and the earth's bounty. And they created gods and goddesses of the harvest, hunt, and the hearth. These entities represented the essential aspects of life and the universe, embodying the cycle of birth, growth, death, and rebirth that they observed in nature. By venerating these deities and spirits, they sought to ensure the fertility of the land, the stability of their homes and communities, and the well-being of their loved one. Rituals, offerings, and ceremonies were crafted to honor these divine forces, call forth the elements, and celebrate the sacred dance of existence. This rich spiritual tradition provided not just a means of survival, but a way to flourish and connect more deeply with the world around them. So yeah, we're going to pause right there in that video and come back to it in a little while. But can you kind of imagine, go back in your head to the beginning of time. Think about it for a minute. All right. What, at that point, it was a survival world. Okay. It was a person against nature, against animal, against the elements, all that shit, right? I mean, all these things. And Elizabeth, I'm glad you called off and had a little bit of you time. That's good. But I mean, you're turning around, you're trying to fight for survival. Can you imagine that world? Some of you might have been alive in that world. Some of you may have a past life during that time. What do you think it was like then? I want you to kind of place yourself into the mind of the ancient, constantly at the mercy, you don't have a weather forecast. There's no weather forecast. Okay. You wake up and it's like, is it cold? How do you mark the seasons? You mark the seasons by the sun, whether it's coming near, far, the length of the days. Think about all of those things. Having to be in tune with nature and understand, having to protect yourself against the wild beasts of the field and the forest. You know, all that kind of thing. That's a thing, isn't it? So, yeah. All right. So, Judy, we want the year ahead spread for you. So, we're going to start here with your emotional projection for the year ahead. And we have the star. Okay. And you know what? Your thing for the year, Judy, is I feel what I want. I do what I want. I'm going to do my own thing. This is you forging your own way ahead. Let's not give a shit about how anybody else is judging your thoughts and feelings. This is about, all right, good night, Elizabeth. Get some good rest, my dear. But this is about you actually accepting your feelings as valid. You actually saying, you know what? I am going to feel what I feel, and I'm going to be okay with being who I want to be and feeling how I want to feel. That's a great way to approach the year, Judith. Very great way. So let's see about your friendships for 2024. We have the 10 of Wands. All right. Well, here's the thing. As much as you're doing your own thing, I'm sorry, not the 10 of Wands, the 9 of Wands. As much as you're doing your own thing, you're going to have to really guard yourself against I would say, the emotional intrusion of your friends. Okay. This is about turning around and recognizing that some of your friends, Judy, are not really friends. This is about recognizing that some of these frenemies are frenemies and some of the other friends are treating you like, well, you're their emotional support bitch. Okay? And that's the point where you're like, you know what? No, I'm working on feeling and processing my own shit. I'm not going to sit there and be your emotional support bitch. I am my own bitch. I am the queen bitch. All right. Now, if you want to give as good as you get, then that's a whole nother ball game. But I'm going to guard up myself and my emotional energy. And that's your friends coming over the course of the year. And your family in the course of the year. What is this with narcissists in your family? I got the Page of Cups, and the Page of Cups is the narcissist card. This is the me. You got a lot of people in your life that are all about them. Could give a shit about you, Judy. Sorry to hear that. But you're going to, again, have to guard yourself up against some of that. Okay? Judy, you don't have to give up yourself. You're not here to set yourself on fire to make everybody else fucking warm. That's their problem. All right. Now let's look at your love life over the course of the year. Temperance. This is about you creating the balance between needing and wanting to be loved and surround yourself in the love that you're wanting / needing, and that self-love and self-care. Okay. So you're going to be able to find that balance this year between the interactions with love from others and taking care and love for yourself. This is a real self-care learning year for you. This is good. Now, on your financial level, we have, the Page of Swords. You're going to have to get creative. This is going to be a learning year for you on finances. You need to learn how to budget. You need to learn how to handle your finances. You need to learn how to work towards your goals. Okay? As you learn, you will see growth and progress on financial levels that you've been wanting / needing. All right, Diana, I'll put you on the priority list. So yeah, financially, it's actually looking pretty positive. It's a good positive learning year for you on that as well. So go you. All right. Let's look at your... You had a feeling that was coming. Ha 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 ha. Why is that, I wonder? Inquiring minds want to know. Let's look at your 4 seasons here. Our 4, not seasons, but quarters. All right, so first quarter, we're going to start off with the Page of Wands, Seven of Cups, and Eight of Cups. All right, this is like a new creative process being born and starting to see some of the options that are available to you and for you in your life, okay? And about leaving some of the emotional baggage behind you. It is time to say goodbye to yesterday. AAA. Okay? I don't know if you know that song, but yeah. I don't know. Was it Backstreet Boys or some shit that did that? But yeah. You know, it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. But yeah, you need to say goodbye. Good evening, Christine. How are you, dear? You need to say goodbye to yesterday. Okay? And that will be, as you're looking at options of going forward, you're going to have to face letting go of your past, dealing with those pasts and stuff like that within the first quarter. All right? Looking at second quarter, we have the Emperor. Time to take some control. The 10 of Pentacles, embrace the prosperity and learn new things. So this is where I feel like this learning, this page, the Page of Swords is coming back up. Boys to Men. Okay. Thank you, Diana. But this is where you're going to have some financial blessing come your way, and you're going to have to learn how to manage your finances in that second quarter. You're taking charge. You're working on, being you. Again, a good financial prosperity, a good financial abundance, but you're going to have to learn to manage it. Okay, that's going to be important for you. Don't let the money burn a hole in your pocket. Learn to save. All right. Now, of course, whenever you have prosperity and abundance, you have people that want to turn around and backstab you and betray you and try to run on your coattails. All right. So be aware of that. And it's going to come in the form of, well, don't you love me? There's going to be some love, kind of love bombing / breadcrumbing / whatever attached to this of, hey, you should do things the way I want you to do things because I love you. And if you loved me, you would do this. Okay. So be aware of that kind of deception and betrayal coming up in the third quarter. It's going to feel like, oh, wow, they really do love me. But keep in mind, not everything's as it appears to be. Coming into the third quarter, your emotional self, you are the calm in the storm, and you are able to wrestle all those elements that are pulling you this way, that way, and everywhere together. And you're going to end the year up on a high note, having felt like you actually got some shit accomplished in the course of this year. So this is looking really good for you. Looking really positive, actually. So let me see what your crystal is for the year, Judy. Did you have any questions for me? You're most welcome. Always, always. And let's see what your crystal for the year is. Oh, sodalite. Sodalite's all about deepening your intuition, working with your spiritual gifts. So I definitely see with this being a part of your reading here is that part of this self-growth that you're going to be going through over the course of the year, Judy, is going to be focused on you being able to accept and learn and work with your spiritual gifts and your spiritual growth. So that's fucking beautiful. All right, Mary Sharkus, where you at, babe? Mary, let me know what you would like your reading on. Meanwhile, let's go a little bit back into our world of, oh, you're perfect. You have that, crystal. That's wonderful. Let's go back into the world of the ancients as they develop their connection with the earth. This ancient spirituality laid the groundwork for what we now call witchcraft. It was a shamanistic practice, deeply intertwined with the community and land. Shamans, wise women, and healers were the keepers of this sacred knowledge. They were the mediators between the physical and the spiritual realms. using their skills for healing, guidance, and understanding the mysteries of life. In this primordial communion with the mysteries of life, the shamans, wise women, and healers began to forge the first communal rituals and spiritual rites, effectively planting the seeds for the world's earliest religions. These spiritual leaders became the first priests and priestesses, guiding their communities in practices that united them in common cause, energy, and magic. The creation of these communal rites was more than just an expression of belief. It was a vital act of bonding, ensuring the cohesion and survival of the community. They gathered not only to honor the divine in their midst, but to collectively harness the ancient magic of the earth and the seasons. Together, they sought to influence the world around them, calling upon shared deities and spirits for prosperity, protection, and wisdom. So yeah, witchcraft has been around that long, okay? It's not all that complicated. It's just the connection between and the understanding of the melding of the natural world and the spiritual world. You guys have any questions on some of this history you've heard so far? Because it's going to get deeper. I mean, right now we're just at the fluff part of the history. Mary, general reading for you, my dear. We have the Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. The Eight of Pentacles tells you, keep on keeping on. You're on the right path. Double down right now. The Knight of Pentacles says that you need to stand your ground. You learn to stay on that path. And the Queen of Wands is saying you're coming into your power. With this path that you're on right now, you are coming into your power, Miss Mary. Okay? You're on the right path. The divine is absolutely giving you that pat on the back, that fuck yeah, you're going the right way, girlfriend. You're doing the right thing. That's wonderful. And what's funny is for your crystal, for your freebie tonight, we have Epidote. Okay? An epidote is about releasing the past and opening up to new possibilities. And with you going down your path here, you are definitely with that Queen of Wands coming into your power, Mary. This is fucking awesome for you. This is a beautiful and wonderful reading for you. And that epidote is basically saying, yes, you're at the point of being able to cleanse yourself from the burdens of your past. Keep the good memories, keep the happy memories, keep the good times, but release yourself from the burden of the past so that you can move forward with this beautiful path that the universe is calling on for your future. Okay? I hope that helps and blesses you there, my dear. You know, you are allowed to actually ask questions. By the way, you know, all this stuff and teaching and whatnot that I'm doing is available exclusively on the Mentorship Circle. Now, I do little free previews like this once in a while, but a lot of this stuff is available only on the Mentorship Circle, and here's a little bit of information about that. Are you ready to deepen your spiritual journey? If so, let's take it to the next level together. I'm Lady Shia, psychic, medium, doctor of divinity, and your witch coach with over 36 years of experience in witchcraft. I invite you to the Mystical Mentorship Circle. This is the haven you've been searching for, especially if you're an empath or thirsting for a like-minded community. We learn everything from shadow work, Reiki, runes, tarot, astrology, and even life skills that matter. The best part? You get all of this for only $25 a month. You're not just learning, you're growing alongside a supportive community that understands you. Plus, you get special perks like free monthly readings, discounts on live events, master classes, and personalized mentoring from yours truly, the Witch Coach. Let your journey begin now. Visit ladyshia.com. So that's how to be a part of some of this really cool shit that we've got going on. Plus, you get free readings every week. So it's pretty awesome. There's so much available for $25. I feel like I'm giving away the farm, but you know what? It works. I want to make it accessible and keep it accessible to people. If you're not in the Mentorship Circle and you have questions about it, give me a holler. But I'd love to teach you more. Eileen, you're up next. What did you want for your donation? Meanwhile, let's listen to a little bit more of our history of witchcraft. This early religious practice was born from a need to bond with one another and the universe, to celebrate and toil together, ensuring the well-being of all members through shared rituals and beliefs. As societies evolved, so did the practice of witchcraft. It absorbed influences from the cultures and religions that it encountered. However, the core essence remained the same. A practice deeply rooted in nature, magic, and the unseen world. Understanding these roots helps us appreciate the depth and breadth of witchcraft. It isn't merely a set of spells or rituals. It is a living, evolving path with a history as old as humanity itself. Moving forward in time, we enter into the era of Christianity's rise, a period that dramatically altered the spiritual landscape and deeply impacted the practice of ancient traditions. Initially, one among many spiritual paths in a diverse world of polytheistic and animistic beliefs, Christianity's fate took a dramatic turn with Emperor Constantine's conversion. This pivotal moment, coupled with the subsequent Edict of Milan in 313 AD, signaled Christianity's transition from a persecuted sect to the dominant religion of the Roman Empire. Yes, I'm leaving you with a cliffhanger right there at the dawn of Christianity, because Eileen wants a ancestor reading. Now, this one's a fun one. I really love this one because we have 3 levels of ancestors. And how many of you guys know that we have 3 levels of ancestors? Okay. So first of all, we have our ancient ancestors. Okay. And what they have to say. Then we have our more recent ancestors, people that may have passed away through, or we have met or something like that at some point in our lifetimes, or they've known us, or even as a baby, whatever. Okay. And then we have our spiritual ancestors, those who do not share our DNA, but they are part of our soul family, and they are across the veil right now watching for us. So let's look at what each level of ancestors has to say for Eileen. So let's look into our ancient ancestors. Your line. Lo, there do I see my mother and father and my line back into the beginning. And lo, they do call to me. So let's see what they say, Eileen. We have the sun, the staff, and the crow. Okay. The sun speaks of hope, of determination, and of light. The staff is that of guidance, but it's also about walking with their support and guidance, okay? And the crow is messages from the underworld. What this is I'm seeing is that your ancestors, your ancient ancestors, Eileen, are bringing you a message of hope and guidance, okay? They say that you are able to commune with the underworld. You are able to commune with the ancients, the ancient past. And as you meditate with them, they will give you specific guidance as to the various things that you are facing. But you're going to have to work on, finding that connection with your ancestors, work on meditation to find that guidance and hope. And the more you meditate on them, the more they will be able to provide specific messages and specific guidances for you. But your ancient ancestors definitely are in support of you at this time. So that is wonderful. Now let's look at your recent ancestral line. We have the witness, the upper world, and the rainmaker. Your recent ancestors are wanting you to know that they are still with you, okay? They have not departed your side, that they are at peace, but they are a bridge between you and your higher self, or with you and your higher self. And they are adding power to you to help you manifest the things that are most needed in your life, okay? So your recent ancestors, those people who have passed before, if mom, dad, aunts, uncles, grandparents, those ones that have been recent, they are still very much a part of your life. And everybody's good. They're at peace. They're together and they're helping you manifest the shit that you need. Now, your spiritual ancestors. Okay. We have, Pachamama. I love that. The moon and the serpent. You need to release your connections to. You need to transcend your connection to this world and understand your true connection with the divine. All of this is saying that you have a lot more spirituality and spiritual gifts, Eileen, than you're willing to, or that you have been willing to really get into. I'm seeing here that you have to shed your old self and get that connection specifically with the goddess, with Pachamama and the moon coming up here. The divine feminine. You need to reconnect and really super connect with the divine feminine in order to find your power. You're going to have to let go of the dirt and the dust and the scars of this world and truly recognize the divine within you and around you within yourself. Okay? It's fucking beautiful. That is fucking beautiful. Eileen, let's see what your crystal reading is for today. And let me know if you have any questions on that. But yes, you came at a great time, Cece. No such thing as bad time, really. Unless it's like right before I get off. That's a bad time, I suppose. For you, we have obsidian, which is about protection and grounding. Okay? So, Eileen, you have obsidian for protection and grounding is what your ancestors are calling. So that tells me maybe some grounding and connection. Well, grounding here is going to help you with that. I love that your family, your immediate family is around you and present. And I love that your soul family is telling you you're a fucking goddess and reconnect with the divine feminine within yourself so that you can really walk into the manifestation of everything that you're supposed to be. I'm glad that helped and blessed you, Eileen. All right, Diana, you're up next. Hello, asesina. Excellent, Eileen. Glad that helps and blesses you, darling. So what was your question, Miss Diana? And then we're going to go back to learning a little bit more history. Excuse me. I'm really proud of that video. It's great. Your son's family have conveyed that they want me to bring him to Sweden. When will we go, and any other guidance on that? Okay. Let's see about the wind for our first two cards here. We're going to look at the wind. Oh, that's definitely an overseas journey there. I'm seeing when the world is fully come back to life, I'm seeing late spring is the most ideal time. Okay. Late spring to early summer is what I'm seeing here. Okay. So basically, everything's green. It's fertile, beautiful time. And by that, then the money or whatever it is that you need will be there. But I'm seeing late spring to early summer is the best time. Okay. And let's see about the guidance on this. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Nine of Pentacles. And the Magician. It's going to be a little bit of a rough connection at first, but it's going to actually help you with getting some of the supports that you need. For whatever reason, they're going to give you tools and supports that you need to help your son. They apparently very much want to be in your son's life, so this is a good thing. there are a couple of ways to look at this. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Can I come with you? Yeah. Hey, buy me a ticket. I'll come. I'm not kidding. I got me a passport. I'll come with you. So let's see about your crystal for today. Ooh. We have Sugarlight. Absolutely. So this is about getting outside of your head and letting your Sugarlight's very good about letting your intuition guide you, getting outside of your head, letting your imagination take flight, and finding ways to make those things that you are dreaming happen. Sugarlight's a beautiful stone for you. Really making those dreams come true and taking the limits off of your imagination of like, hey, if I was watching Dave Chappelle earlier with The Wolf, and it was interesting because Dave Chappelle was giving this wonderful version of, hey, he's a manifester and this is his dream, but every so often you have to recognize when you're in somebody else's dream. And he's like, hey, this is my dream. I'm a powerful fucking dreamer. I made my dreams come true. I knew that I was going to do this when I was 14 years old. I dreamed this. But every so often you look at some motherfucker over there and you realize that he is living his best life and you're a part of his dream. And he's over there in the club getting bottle service and all this other shit. And he looks over there and he sees you and you see him. And later he's telling his story of like, yeah, man, I had an awesome time in the club. I had bottle service. And even Dave Chappelle was over in the corner looking at me saying, who the fuck is this guy? Okay. And it's like one of those things of like, get out of your head and thinking that you can't turn around and make a dream come true, that you can't turn around and manifest a dream. That's what witchcraft is really about, is like, let's get our dreams that are in our head and make them into a motherfucking reality using all the tools that we have available to us, natural and metaphysically based, okay? You really can't beat that. So as long as we're talking about witchcraft itself, let's get back into the history of the rise of Christianity. So we're right up to the point right now where Constantine converted, okay? And the 325 Council of Naples was created. And that's, by the way, if any of you guys don't know, that is at the time where they turned around and added that thing to the Bible that said not to add anything else to the Bible. Yeah, that final verse in Revelations that says, if you change this, you are going to fucking hell. They actually added that. That was not part of the original. They put that in the Council of Nicaea, and that's when they said, you know what, Mary Magdalene and all the shit she had to say is bupkis, fuck that. And this belongs in the Bible, but this, not so much. Yes, the Council of Nicaea. Yeah, sorry, I said Naples, didn't I? I meant Nicaea. Thank you. Anyway, that's the point of history that we're at right now. So let's continue on with our historical journey here. The Council of Nicaea in 325 AD further solidified this ascendancy by unifying and defining Christian doctrine, setting the stage for a more structured and increasingly powerful church. As it spread, Christianity encountered a myriad of local and indigenous practices, often rooted in a deep understanding of nature and reverence for multiple deities and spirits. The response of the burgeoning Christian authority was typically one of suppression and conversion, labeling ancient practices as heretical or idolatrous. This was not merely a theological stance, but a political strategy, as unifying the empire under one religious doctrine was seen as a path to greater control and stability. How many of you, I'm going to pause this for a second. How many of you have heard of the book Machiavelli, the Machiavelli's book, The Prince? Any of you guys? Now, of course, that was written in much later, but it was actually talking about, and it asked one of the age-old questions, is it better to be feared than loved? But it talks about using religion as a political strategy to unify and solidify your power. And that was something that was definitely taken by the Roman Empire. So let's continue with our history here. This era marked the beginning of significant persecution for those who adhered to the old ways. As Christianity became more entrenched, it began to absorb and adapt many pagan traditions into its own rituals and calendar. Now, see, I'm going to interrupt again. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Adaptability and changing and being able to absorb different paths and cultures together into a way that works is not necessarily a bad thing. The absorption, not terrible. The forcing of that, however, totally different thing. Strategy to ease the transition for converts. Seasonal celebrations, symbols, and even saints in the Christian pantheon can often be traced back to earlier pagan roots. This blending was a complex process, sometimes peaceful, but often fraught with tension and resistance. As Christianity's influence grew within the remnants of the Roman Empire, the church's mission to spread the faith became intertwined with the empire's political and cultural ambitions. The spread of the empire provided a framework for the dissemination of Christianity, with missionaries venturing far beyond the capital's borders, carrying the Christian doctrine to different lands. These missionaries, often backed by the authority of the church and the state, sought to convert pagan communities and integrate them into the Christian fold. The process of Christianization was vast and varied, reflecting the diversity of the religions that it touched. In some ways, conversion was a relatively peaceful process, with missionaries using translation, education, and adaptation of local customs to bring the message of Christianity to a new audience. Now, if you look at modern times, I'm interrupting again. If you look at modern times, that's the way that modern missionaries tend to proselytize these days. They go offering help, building churches, building communities, and stuff like that. Again, not so much of a problem until you start forcing your shit onto people. However, in other regions, the spread of the faith was marked by conflict and coercion, with the destruction of pagan temples, the suppression of native religions, and the imposition of Christian practices and beliefs. As the Roman Empire's political power waned, the church's spiritual authority filled that vacuum, becoming the dominant force in shaping the cultural and religious landscape of Europe. The church's efforts to standardize Christian doctrine and practice led to an increasing control over religious expression and a growing intolerance for pagan beliefs and practices. This was not a mere theological concern, but a matter of consolidating power and unifying the populace under a single religious banner. The church's growing influence also led to the official condemnation of pagan practices. Councils and synods were convened to denounce heresies and pagan rites, enacting canons and laws that prescribed severe penalties for those who strayed from the Christian path. This legal and doctrinal framework set the stage for widespread persecution, as any deviation from Orthodox Christianity was seen as a threat to the spiritual and social order. The blending of Christian and pagan traditions, while initially a pragmatic approach to conversion, became increasingly contentious as the church sought to purify its practices and doctrine. The synchronization that characterized early Christianization efforts began to give way to a more rigid orthodoxy. I'm going to break in here again. This is the point to where everybody's like, you know what? There is no way but our way. And this is about the point in history where it's like, anything else, this is where the hell came in. This is where the plenary indulgences came in. Everything but our way is the wrong way, is what the church wanted to really get everybody to believing at this point. And like I said, there was a lot of political motivation behind it. So let's continue with our history and ask any questions as we go along if you have questions on it. With church authorities denouncing pagan influences and seeking to eradicate any remnants of the old religions. This shift was not only theological, but also political, as the church aligned itself with emerging European states, using its spiritual authority to bolster the temporal power of kings and rulers. In this context, the stage was set for the Inquisition and the Burning Times. The church's drive to assert its authority standardize religious practice, and eliminate dissent, laid the groundwork for a systemic and brutal campaign against heresy, witchcraft, and any form of religious or cultural nonconformity. What began as a mission to spread the Christian faith had transformed into an effort to control and suppress, with dire consequences for those who clung to the old ways or who dared to challenge the prevailing religious orthodoxy. This period of transition from a world of diverse spiritual practices to one dominated by a single religious authority is a critical chapter in the history of witchcraft and spirituality. It reflects the complex interplay between faith, power, and cultural change, and sets the stage for centuries of struggle, adaptation, and resilience that would define the craft and its practitioners. The Inquisition, starting in the 12th century, represents one of the darkest times for the old religions and practices. Initially aimed at rooting out heresies within the church, it soon expanded its purview to include all forms of dissent and non-Christian belief. This period was marked by trials, torture, and executions, aiming to cleanse the populace of its heretical views. Yes, this is that thing that all the witches are always talking about. I'm breaking in again, and we'll kind of continue on with our learning here in a few minutes. But I wanted to break in for a few freebie one cards for a bit. But, you know, the burning times. Believe the way I believe, or I'll fucking kill you. All right. And most of the time, the people who were killed in the Inquisition were people who were just like, you know, hey, I don't want to believe the same way. Most of them were not witches. They weren't even herbalists or wise people or healing people or shamans or anything. Most of the burnings that happened during that time were because you're different. You act different. You're acting in a way I don't like. You have land that I want. Oh my gosh, my land is bordering yours, and if you go away, then I can grab your land. The land grabs were local, done by magistrates, done by kingdoms, the whole 9 yards. I mean, it was all so much of the political motivation historically got into the religion thing. It was absolutely fucking insane. So when you hear people talking about the burning times where their witches burned, oh hell yeah. Anybody who had an idea, thought, or anything that went outside of what the church deemed appropriate, anybody like that was automatically a heretic. Hell, if they could have burned Martin Luther, who was the king of the Protestant Reformation, they would have. If they could have called him a witch, they would have. Okay, he was a heretic. Fuck him. You know, it's one of those things. Thank you, Chanel. Let me know if you're here, Lord Vader's wife, Cassandra, J-Dog, or Dawn. Any four of you that are here, Lord Vader's wife, Jamie, Cassandra, J-Dog, or Dawn. Well, here's a little bit more of our history. The infamous witch hunts and burning times, reaching their peak from the 15th to the 17th centuries, were an extension of this effort to eradicate the old ways, fueled by fear, superstition, and a powerful church intent on maintaining its authority. Thousands of men and women, many of whom were simply herbalists, healers, or even nonconformists, were accused of witchcraft and met brutal fates. This grim period forced many practitioners underground, where they continued their traditions in secrecy, passing down their knowledge and rites through hidden symbols, oral traditions, or, in some cases, coded writings. The resilience of these practitioners ensured that the ancient wisdom was not lost, but rather transformed, waiting for a time when the world would be ready to reawaken to the mystical. That just kind of goes to prove that you can't keep a good witch down, right? How was my New Year's? It was nice and quiet, the way I like it, Chanel. We spent time with the family and all sat around and said Happy New Year's at midnight while the boys are playing games, and Wolf and I were sitting at the dinner table and just enjoying company with one another. It was a beautiful thing. All right. I didn't hear Lord Vader's wife, Cassandra J. Dog, or Dawn. None of you guys are here. So bye-bye. Elspeth, Green Eye Gemini, CC, and Chanel. Which one of you guys are here? And Jonathan. So Elspeth, Green Eye, CC, Chanel, and Jonathan. Chanel, I know you're here, so let's see what your crystal is. Ooh, for you we have Carnelian. Go with your gut. Learn to follow your gut feel, okay? Learn to take action on the direction that your sacral chakra is leading you, that creativity, that passion. All right, allow yourself just to be. All right, meanwhile, Elspeth, Green Eye Gemini, CC, or Jonathan, let me know if you guys are here. Jonathan's here. All right, Jonathan, let's see what we got for you. Have insight for you, okay? Learning to hide the things and put away the things that are most precious to you deep within, and only allow specific access to specific people. That's your lesson with this one. You stayed up too late that New Year's Day. The family went up to the property in the mountains and played in the woods. You showed William how to use a BB gun. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Green Eye Gemini, for you, we have Citrine. Claiming your power, girl. Claim your fucking power. All right. This is a solar plexus chakra stone here. Okay. Focusing on your breath and claiming your power. CC, let's see about for you. Ooh, Amber. This is talking about the wisdom of the ancients. You know, it's kind of funny because you came in while we were doing an ancestor reading. And now you're getting the ancestor Amber saying your ancestors hold power and messages for you. That's beautiful. You got the Christmas story edition for Christmas. That's awesome. All right, well, let's get back into our history a little bit here. Magical. As we reflect on this history, it is crucial to recognize the enduring strength and adaptability of the old traditions. Despite centuries of persecution and suppression, the essence of the ancient past has survived, evolving and finding new expressions in modern witchcraft. This story of survival and transformation is a testament to the enduring power of the craft and the unbreakable connection between humanity and the magic of the natural world. As we continue our journey through the annals of witchcraft, we traverse from the ancient roots into a world that slowly began to reawaken to the mystical and magical. The evolution of witchcraft is not just a tale of survival, it's a story of revival, transformation, deeply intertwined with the broader history of human culture and consciousness. During the 18th and 19th centuries, the Western world saw an intellectual and cultural revolution. The Enlightenment and subsequent Romantic period brought a profound change in how people viewed the world, themselves, and the unseen. Science and rationality rose to prominence, but alongside this, a renewed interest in the mystical, the esoteric, and the occult began to surface. This was a time of contrast where scientific discovery walked hand in hand with a fascination for the unknown. One pivotal moment was the discovery of the tombs in Egypt, most famously King Tutankhamun tomb in 1922. This event captivated the global imagination and sparked an intense interest in ancient civilizations and their mystical practices. Egypt, with its rich legacy of magic, gods, and the afterlife, became a wellspring of inspiration for those drawn to the esoteric. This Egyptomania influenced various aspects of culture, including art, literature, and even the burgeoning field of esotericism. Seances, spiritualism, and an interest in the afterlife became fashionable as people sought to reconcile the new scientific worldview with a deep, intrinsic need for the spiritual and the magical. Into this complex, shifting world of the early 20th century, figures like Aleister Crowley and Gerald Gardner began their work. Crowley, often known as the wickedest man in the world, was a prolific writer, poet, and an influential occultist. He founded the religious philosophy of Thelema and was a member of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, along with other esoteric and fraternal organizations. Crowley's works, such as the Book of the Law, deeply influenced Western esotericism and laid the foundations for many modern magical practices and beliefs. Gerald Gardner, often hailed as the father of modern witchcraft, came into the scene slightly later. After retiring from a life filled with travel and fascination with the cultures of the Malay Peninsula, Gardner claimed to have been initiated into a new forest coven, and thus Wicca was born. His books Witchcraft Today and The Meaning of Witchcraft were seminal, bringing witchcraft back into public awareness as a nature-based, deeply spiritual practice. Gardner's Wicca was revolutionary, turning away from the shadows of persecution and into a celebration of life, nature, and the divine feminine. Both Crowley and Gardner, along with many others, were instrumental in what many call the 20th century occult revival. They challenged the status quo and opened the doors to a world where witchcraft and magic could be explored, practiced, and celebrated openly. Their legacies, though complex and often controversial, have profoundly shaped modern practices and the craft as we know it today. As we stand here looking back through the corridors of time, we can see how the light of witchcraft, once dimmed, grew bright once more. Each era, each significant figure, each cultural shift added layers to the rich tapestry of the craft. It's a reminder that witchcraft in all its forms is a living, evolving path influenced by the ebb and flow of human history. And as we move forward, let us carry with us not just the knowledge of the past, but the inspiration to shape the future of the craft. For we are the witches of today, building on the legacy of those who came before and paving the way for those yet to come. Let us come now to the present day and get. So yeah, we are the witches back from the dead. Any questions on the history so far? Anybody? Look, if we don't know the history of the craft, the history of where we're coming from, we don't understand why it is so important for us to carry these legacies forward and for us to reshape or shape the way we want things to go. These things I'm talking about, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, the Crowley and Gardner, which I'm about to get into a little bit more. These are things that are in our modern era. Okay. Gardner especially is a lot more into the modern era. So let's listen a little bit more on this. Continue our exploration of witchcraft and its many facets. It's important to understand the rich diversity within the craft. Witchcraft is not a monolith, but a mosaic composed of various traditions, practices, and beliefs. This diversity is a testament to the craft's adaptability and to the personal nature of the magical journey. One of the most well-known and influential modern forms of witchcraft is Wicca. Founded by Gerald Gardner in the mid-20th century, Wicca is a distinct, organized religion with its own set of beliefs, practices, and structure. It's characterized by its reverence for the goddess and god, the celebration of the Wheel of the Year, and its adherence to the Wiccan Rede, which includes that famous line, "And it harm none, do what you will." Wiccans typically work within covens, though solitary practice is also common. And they initiate members into their tradition through a series of degrees. And a personal reflection of my own journey into the craft, I was initiated and trained through the degrees in a Gardnerian-based coven tradition in Texas in the 1980s. During that time, as a teenager, I, along with many in my coven, were very much in the broom closet. It was a period marked by burgeoning interest in New Age thought processes, as well as a considerable pushback from conservative groups who lamented the perceived decline in religious observance, such as the removal of prayer in schools. These were times of spiritual exploration as well as societal tension, a backdrop that deeply influenced my formative years in witchcraft. Over the course of 4 years, I underwent rigorous training within my coven, delving deep into the rituals, ethics, and practices of our tradition. This journey was one of profound personal growth and learning, culminating in my elevation to the degree of High Priestess, achieving the status bestowed upon me the right within the religious tradition of Wicca to start a coven and tradition of my own. It was a milestone that marked the beginning of a new chapter in my spiritual journey, allowing me to embrace a leadership role and share the wisdom and insights I had gained with others. My experience reflects the structured yet deeply personal nature of Wiccan practice, embodying both its adherence to tradition and its capacity for individual expression. Wicca, as a distinct path within the broader spectrum of witchcraft, borrows from many ancient traditions and practices, synthesizing them into a unique set of beliefs, rites, and structures. Its framework is a tapestry woven from the myriad threads of the world's magical and religious traditions, reflecting a reverence for the natural world, the cycles of life, and the dual aspects of divinity. While not all witches identify as Wiccan, the influence of Wicca is undeniable in the modern witchcraft movement. Many contemporary witches, regardless of their specific path or tradition, incorporate elements that have roots in Wiccan practice, be it the celebration of Sabbats, the casting of circles, or the ethical guidelines like the Wiccan Rede. This is a testament to Wicca's role in shaping modern perceptions of witchcraft and offering a structured yet adaptable framework that has inspired a diverse array of spiritual paths. As such, while Wicca is but one expression of the craft, its echoes can be found in many corners of the witchling world, attesting to its enduring influence and the shared heritage of a magical practice. While Wicca has had a significant impact on how witchcraft is perceived and practiced in the modern world, it's crucial to note that it represents just one path among many. Witchcraft, in its broader sense, is not confined to any single religious framework. It is a practice, an art, and for some, a way of life that can intersect with various spiritual beliefs or stand entirely on its own. Many witches draw upon the folklore, myths, and practices of their ancestors or the land that they live on. This can lead to a deeply personal and eclectic approach to the craft, where the practitioner might blend family traditions with learned practices, creating something uniquely their own. Others might align their witchcraft with a specific religious path or set of deities. For instance, some might practice within the context of Hellenism, working with Greek gods and myths, while others might align with the Egyptian pantheon, drawing from ancient Kemetic practices. Yet, these witchcraft practices are distinct from the religions themselves, serving as a personal magical expression of the practitioner's spirituality. Then there are the various cultural traditions that might be considered under the broad umbrella of witchcraft or magical practice, each with its unique history, beliefs, and practices. These include, but are not limited to, traditions like Santeria, voodoo, and various forms of folk magic found worldwide. As we navigate the myriad paths within witchcraft, it's essential to approach the respect, openness, and willingness to learn. Remember, no one tradition holds all the answers, and each path offers valuable insights and experiences. It is also critical to understand that while these paths may share commonalities, they each have their own distinct lineage, ethics, and practices that should be honored and understood in their context. In embracing the diversity of witchcraft, we also embrace the personal nature of the craft. Your path is your own to forge. While you might draw inspiration from Wicca, eclectic witchcraft, or any other tradition, ultimately, how you practice is a deeply personal choice, guided by your intuition, experiences, and the knowledge that you gather along the way. Continuing our exploration into the realm of witchcraft, it becomes increasingly important to address and dispel the misconceptions that have long shrouded the craft in mystery and misunderstanding. These misconceptions not only obscure the truth, but also hinder the personal and spiritual growth of aspiring practitioners and the public's perception of our community. So what are some of the stereotypes of witchcraft? I'm pausing in our playback here. What are some of the stereotypes of witchcraft that you've heard that you're wondering, do these stereotypes, are they real or are they not real? Here's your chance to ask a witch anything. Throw it out there. We're learning about the history of the path. Hey, Brenda. So yeah, let's get back into our history here a little bit. One pervasive myth is the association of witchcraft with evil or malevolent forces. This misconception is a remnant of historical fears, religious propaganda, and sensationalist portrayals in media and literature. In truth, witchcraft is as varied as its practitioners, encompassing a wide spectrum of beliefs and ethical stances. While some paths may explore darker themes or work with baneful magic, they do so with a deep understanding of responsibility and consequences. The vast majority of witchcraft practices focusing on healing, personal growth, and connection with the natural world. Another common stereotype is the portrayal of witches as outcasts or eccentric individuals living on the fringes of society. This image fails to recognize that the modern witch's reality, individuals from all walks of life who integrate their practices with daily life. Today's witches might be professionals in various fields, parents, students, community leaders practicing their craft while navigating the complexities of modern life. Let's also address the notion that all witches adhere to a strict hierarchy or structure or some dogmatic belief system. While certain traditions like Wicca have more formalized practices and degrees of initiation, witchcraft as a whole is incredibly diverse. Practitioners might follow a structured path, create their eclectic blend of practices, or engage in a more free-form intuitive magic. This diversity allows individuals to find a path that resonates with their personal beliefs, experiences, and aspirations. In the ever-evolving journey of spiritual growth, it is not uncommon for one's path to shift and change as new knowledge is gained and deeper understandings are forged. Over time, the path that once seemed a perfect fit might evolve into something new, reflecting the ongoing development of personal beliefs and spiritual insights. My own journey is a testament to this natural progression. From the structured and communal rites of Wicca, I have transformed into a more eclectic and individualized practice of witchcraft. This evolution was not a rejection of past beliefs, but rather a growth beyond them, incorporating a broader spectrum of spiritual understandings and practices. This shift led me to embrace omnitheism, a recognition and honoring of all the world's religions, seeing the divine spark within each, and understanding that each system of belief holds its own truth and beauty. My practice now includes a diverse array of rituals, symbols, and deities drawn from a wide range of cultures and spiritual traditions. This eclectic approach allows me to weave a personal tapestry of belief and practice that is continually enriched by my experiences and discoveries. Such changes in one's spiritual path highlight the dynamic nature of witchcraft and personal belief. They remind us that our journey is not static, but it is a dance of evolution and transformation. As we learn, grow, and change, so too might our practices and our understandings. This fluidity is a strength, allowing each practitioner to adapt and evolve their craft to reflect their unique spiritual journey and the ever-unfolding mystery of the divine. Now, Turning our gaze to the broader picture, let's consider how witchcraft fits into the tapestry of world religions and spiritual practices. It is crucial to understand that witchcraft itself is not a religion, but a practice that can exist within or outside religious frameworks. Some witches incorporate elements of their ancestral chosen religion into their craft, while others pursue witchcraft as purely secular practice. This versatility allows for a rich interplay between witchcraft and various spiritual paths, creating a vibrant, ever-evolving practice that honors individual beliefs and cultural diversity. As we dispel these misconceptions, we also open the door to a more nuanced understanding of modern witchcraft. Contemporary witches are as likely to gather in virtual spaces as they are in wooded groves, sharing knowledge, experience, and support across the globe. They might blend ancient rituals with modern technology, adapting old practices to new contexts, or innovating entirely new approaches to magic. The modern witchcraft movement is also characterized by a strong emphasis on personal sovereignty, social justice, and ecological awareness. Witches today often engage in activism, community building, and efforts to preserve and honor the natural world. This reflects a broader understanding of magic, not just as a tool for personal empowerment, but as a means to effect positive change in the world. As practitioners of witchcraft, we have the opportunity to build on the rich legacy of the past while forging new paths into the future. We can honor the wisdom of ancient traditions while embracing the complexities of the modern world. Our practice is a journey of constant learning, adaptation, and growth, guided by our inner wisdom and the shared knowledge of our community. So, as we move forward, let's do so with an open heart and mind. Let's embrace the diversity and complexity of witchcraft, seeking understanding, connection, and truth. May our journey be illuminated by the light of knowledge. May we continue to dispel the shadows of misconception through our words, actions, and intentions. In closing this segment, I invite you to reflect on your path and the paths of those around you. Consider the diversity of practices and beliefs that you encounter, and think about how you can contribute to a deeper, more nuanced understanding of witchcraft in your community and beyond. Let's take a moment now to reflect on the role of witchcraft in our modern world and consider how we as individuals and as a community can integrate these ancient practices into our contemporary lives. In today's fast-paced and often disconnected world, witchcraft offers a unique path back to understanding balance and harmony. It encourages us to reconnect with the natural world, to recognize the sacred in the mundane, and to harvest our inner power for positive change. Witchcraft is not an escape from reality, but a deeper engagement with it, providing tools and insights for personal growth and transformation. The role of witchcraft today is as varied as its practitioners. For some, it's a spiritual path providing a framework for understanding the divine and our place within it. For others, it's a practical skill set, a means to effect change in their lives and in their environment. And for many, it's a combination of both, interwoven with other spiritual or secular views. As modern witches, we have the opportunity to shape the role of witchcraft in society. We can dispel misconceptions through our words or actions, demonstrating the ethical and empowering and compassionate nature of our practices. We can build communities that are inclusive, supportive, and respectful of diversity. And we can work towards a better world using our craft to heal, protect, and inspire. As you move forward from this week, consider how you might integrate the principles and practices of witchcraft into your daily life. Perhaps it's through a morning ritual to greet the day, a quiet moment of meditation, or a commitment to learning more about the natural world. Maybe it's in the way that you approach challenges armed with a deeper understanding of your own power and the interconnectedness of all things. Or perhaps it's in the way you engage with others, offering kindness, support, and wisdom. Remember, the journey of witchcraft is deeply personal and ever evolving. There is no right way to practice, only what is right for you. Be open to exploration and change, and don't be afraid to forge your own path. Finally, as we look ahead to the journey before us, let us do so with a sense of wonder, curiosity, and hope. The path of witchcraft is a magical one, filled with endless possibilities and discoveries. Whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned practitioner, there is always more to learn, more to explore, and more to become. As we bring this week's journey to a close, we stand at the threshold of an exciting and transformative year ahead. This introduction to witchcraft is just the beginning of a comprehensive exploration into the myriad aspects of the craft. Whether you're a novice, just starting to feel the call of the witch's way, or an experienced practitioner looking to deepen and broaden your practice, this year-long journey is designed to guide, inspire, and empower you. In the coming weeks, we will delve into a wide array of topics fundamental to understanding and mastering the craft. From the rich history and traditions of witchcraft to the practical skills of spell work and divination, each week will offer new insights and opportunities to expand your knowledge and hone your practice. The teachings will cover everything that you need to develop and refine your own personal tradition, adapting the wisdom of the craft to suit your unique spiritual path. These future teachings will be released weekly, providing a consistent and rich source of learning and inspiration. Each module is crafted to be an engaging and informative, allowing you to process at your own pace and revisit the material as needed. As you grow and evolve on your path, these lessons will be here to guide you and support you, offering wisdom, encouragement, and a deep dive into diverse practices and perspectives of witchcraft. To gain access to this treasure trove of knowledge and join a community of like-minded seekers, if you're not already a part of it, I invite you to join the circle. Membership is only $25 a month, and it's a commitment to your growth and exploration in the craft. As a member, not only will you have access to this year-long course in witchcraft, but you will also be able to explore other units on subjects like Reiki, astrology, tarot, oracle cards, crystals, spells, shadow work, narcissism, empathy, and so much more. All this and more awaits you at ladyshia.com. That's LADYSHIYA.com. Join us and embark on a journey of discovery, mastery, and personal transformation. Together, we will explore the depths of witchcraft, uncovering the secrets and skills that have been passed down through the ages. Your path is yours to shape, and we are here to illuminate the way. Welcome to the Circle of Enchantment. Your journey begins now. Merry we meet, merry we part, and merrily we shall meet again. And as many of us in the craft say, blessed be my brothers and sisters, living and walking this human experience with me. Are you ready to deepen your spiritual journey? If so, let's take it to the next level together. I'm Lady Shia, psychic, medium, doctor of divinity, and your witch coach with over 36 years of experience in witchcraft. I invite you to the Mystical Mentorship Circle. This is the haven you've been searching for, especially if you're an empath or thirsting for a like-minded community. We learn everything from shadow work, Reiki, runes, tarot, astrology, and even life skills that matter. The best part? You get all of this for only $25 a month. You're not just learning, you're growing alongside a supportive community that understands you. Plus, you get special perks like free monthly readings, discounts on live events, master classes, and personalized mentoring from yours truly, the Witch Coach. Let your journey begin now. Visit ladyshia.com.